Praise Yah, all children of Yah, let us arise, arise, arise. All that are in the land of the living. Come on now. Come on now. We can do better than that. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're in His rest. Hallelujah. Let us greet one another. Hallelujah.
My brother. All right. There he is. See you, man. Huh? Okay. I'll let you know. Come on, bro. That's Brother Vic. That's right. Not right now. That's your brother. Let's see. Shalom, my brother. You want to get picked up. So what? Bless you, brother. Shalom, brother. Bless you,
Can't get in here in the States.
Let's vote. Oh. You can punch me too now, huh?
Get anything in the ground? My tattoo. Every time I get a hug, I get a new tattoo. I'm doing pretty good. Lift up.
Hey, having that would be cool, man.
If you get some of that crap.
You gonna walk past me, bro? I think you are.
Yeah, well, I'm on
That was. No fun. All
And Elohim spoke all these words, saying, I am Yahweh your Elohim, which brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, and out of slavery. You have none of the mighty ones against my face. You do not make for yourself a carved image, or any likeness of that, which is in the above, which is beneath, which is in the waters under the earth. You do not bow down to them, nor serve them, for I am Yahweh your Elohim, a jealous Ad, visiting the wickedness of the fathers on the children, to the third and fourth of those who hate me. But give me commandments to the thousands of those who love me and guard my commandments. You do not bring the name of Yahweh your Elohim to naught, for Yahweh does not reward and punish for his name to naught. Remember the Shabbat to set it apart. 6 days you do all your work. 7 days is Sabbath, the Yahweh Elohim. In it you are not to do any work. You, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male slave, nor your female slave, nor your cattle, nor your stranger within your gates. For in 6 days shall the heaven and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rest the seventh day. Therefore you have blessed the Sabbath day and set it apart. Respect your father and your mothers, so your days are long upon the soil which Yahweh Elohim has given you. You do not murder, you do not commit adultery, you do not steal, you do not bear false witness against your neighbor, you do not covet in his house, you do not covet his wife, nor his male slave, nor his female slave, nor his ox, nor his donkey, but whatsoever belongs to your neighbors.
All right, glory to the King. Glory. I need to move to Lord. Hallelujah. Sound like Alvin and Chipmunk. Y'all's good, isn't he? Yes, hallelujah. Most high are Yah. You alone are worthy of all praise, glory, and honor. We thank you for your tender mercies that are new upon us every morning. We need you this morning, because without your understanding and our comprehension couldn't be open. Yes. So, Holy Spirit, move in the midst of your people. Minister to each and every individual. Let there be a sincereness in our hearts this morning and a hunger and thirst for your truth and your word. That your laws remain in our minds. In the magnificent name of Yeshua, hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, you may be seated, Israel. Everybody all right? Yes, sir. All right, good. Hey, oh yeah, by the way, I've been talking to Ron Dalton there. If all y'all out there, whoever is planning on attending the Hebrews, the Negroes conference up in Detroit, I need for y'all to try to give me what I'm looking at far as personnel or people that are coming. Now, I looked at some of it. I'm going to look at it more extensively tomorrow, and I'm going to speak more about it on Blog Talk Radio next week, so we have plenty of time. I may do a video on Patreon and break it down even more so. It seems like an exorbitant fee, but it's really not an exorbitant fee considering everything that's going on, because the fee covers everything from all those days. And I'll speak to him more. It wasn't good for me to try to communicate with him while I'm on the road, if you understand what I mean, through text message. So I'll call him tomorrow and we'll see what's going on, because he offered me a group rate for people that wanted to attend at Straightway. And of course, I'm sure some of you saw the video. If you didn't see the video, we're going to play it in the dining hall sometime today. All right. Other than that, everybody all right? Yes, sir. Are you encouraged? Yes, sir. Feel like running through a troop and leaping over a line? Yes, sir. I'll take the running through the troop. I don't know about that leaping stuff. He put me in the old younger days, and it seemed like the thing to do, didn't it? Yes, sir. All right. I'm going to talk about a message here today. And we're mostly just going to stick for the better part of it in the Gospels. Yes, sir. I had some people ask me if, because they're brand new. I've had more than one person communicate with me. They can't make sense of a lot of our language, the vernacular, that we use. Right. And so I have to actually pull back a little bit. Like we've been around so long and we get to talking to each other, it just sounds normal. Yes. But then there's these brand new people coming in, huh? What? Yeah, and it kind of, you know, distracts them from the message a little bit. But today, we're going to actually talk about the occultic teachings of Jesus Christ. The real Jesus teachings today are considered to be of a cult nature. Did y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Now you know just as well as I do that they are not cultic. But it's the mindset of the people today that refuse to retain Yah in their knowledge. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
People are satisfied with mediocrity and being mediocre. They're satisfied with exalting their opinions above the word of God. They even put their feelings, you know, you often hear this said many, many times, how do you feel about something? Well, feelings ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just whatever the truth is. And so you don't have to worry about anybody coming behind this message today. There's another one of the messages that's sitting right there smack down in your face, and it won't be repeated. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. You know why? Because it has to do with a heart issue. Yahshua said that wherever your treasure is, what's important to you, what's your interest, there will your heart, your motivations, your desires, your direction will be also. So where truly is your heart? Because if Jesus, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, if he was here today, they would electrocute him.
Oh, yeah.
He's doomed to die, no matter what generation he came in.
True. Period.
Doomed to die. You all know that we all have walked out with the forms and fashions of this world.
Yes.
We've been influenced greatly by them.
Yes, sir.
We all have.
Yes.
And you all know that the journey that we've embarked on, that we didn't call ourselves to this.
No.
As a matter of fact, we would have never called ourselves to this. But the book says that many are called, but few are chosen. And you can tell we are chosen ones because we keep his commandments. Now, this book says some controversial things, considering the environment and the world we live in. I mean, after all, some years ago when I first heard of the National Sunday Law, you know, the Seventh-day Adventists pushed that, right? And what they're doing is saying they're going to make it a law that you must go to church, because I always try to figure out how you do that in the first place. You know, how do you go to church? You know what I mean? I sit back and think about this stuff and I go, this just doesn't make sense. Huh? See, people in Gnostic religion, they believe that going to church or a building, and they give more reverence for the structure of a building than they do the assembly, which is the real true assembly, which is your body. You go put on your best clothes to go to church. You put on your best behavior to go to church. You'll cuss at home, but you won't cuss at church. Thereby showing that you have more reverence for brick and stone, wood and shingles. Then the meticulous care about the house that Yahshua said he was going to dwell in. Somebody asked me here at the feast, well, how do you pray? I said, open up my mouth. Sometimes I meditate. I asked him, how do you pray? He said, well, I turn to the east and I look up and I said, really? I said, where is Yah? I'll help you out. The word is nigh thee, even in our mouth the word of faith, which we preach, right? Greater is he that is in you than he that is. So everybody be looking up, out, all over the place and stuff, and he's sitting right here next to you. He's sitting right here in you, really. When you hear his voice, do you hear an audible voice out in the wild blue yonder, or do you hear a still small voice? So where's the temple of Yah then? You are the temple of Yah. And many times you can't hear it because you're so busy flooding out the word of Yah with so many external things. You know, we distract Yah from us because we're interested in what the radio has to say. We can't have any quiet time because there's so much riot going on within us. So I'm still trying to figure out this thing. How do you go to church when you are the assembly of Yah? See what I mean? It's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. Everything is really true. It's all about perspective. Your whole life is all about perception and how you perceive something. I can sit here today and I'm going to tell the truth. Nothing but the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but the truth. So help me God. It's going to be the truth. But there's going to be something inside of you that's going to resist this truth. Now, Yahshua said that light is coming to the world. And men love darkness rather than the light because they are doing something that is evil. And they don't want light shining on their hypocritical, wicked ways. He said that everyone is of the light will come to the light. You get that? Yes, sir. So this is Yah's doing and it's marvelous in our eyes. You know what I mean? He the one not only called us, but he chose us. You know, there's the elect, then there's the very elect. And you pick and choose which one you want to be. I want to be in the very. You know what I'm saying? The elect, and then the very elect. Then there's the remnant. We don't hear that word too often nowadays. We talk about all the time being the remnant. Some is on the outside, some on the inside. Some people even going to make it to the kingdom by not coming through the door. And we go, what? Come on. Yahshua said he the door, didn't he? Yeah. But he gave us an analogy of somebody climbed up over a wall. And when it came time for them to sit at the feast, hold on. Wait a minute. Who are you, friend? Oh, I'm here. I'm part of the number. What come you don't have a garment on? Where's your garment? What garment you talking about? Are your garments spotless flesh? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? And mind you, anything that offends is not going in. And it's an offense to carry sin and have a spotted garment when he gave you a robe that is white. That makes sense? Now, you know all this secret stuff you do, you don't think nobody know about it. But you wear it every day on your face. Let me give you some analogies just for a second. The joy of Yah is my strength. And if you don't have his joy and you're walking in weakness, the only thing that really weakens you is sin. You ever notice the attitude of those who are really truly walking in lockstep with Yah? That they have a boldness about them, a righteousness about them. They have a sincerity about them. They're secure in their person. They know who they are. They know who he is. And they have joy unspeakable. But then those of you who be tap dancing and playing around, you got them heavy faces, countenance falling, wearing sin all over your face. That's why he tells you, we over and over, why art thou countenance fallen? Why does your heart imagine vain things? See, you wear it. You think you hiding. But you wear it. You wear what you do. And you wear who you are. To those who are discerned. Everybody can't discern. Does that make sense? But the Most High gave us a particular message. And we need to be following that message. And it's still appalling to me that it's not even preached today. We're going to hit this, all right? Y'all ready? Yes, sir. The cultic teachings of Jesus Christ. Y'all hear that? Yes, sir. The world sees through religion and philosophy a way that everything ought to be ran. But the book says it different. You see, when the apostles, Peter, James, John, using words you understand, names you understand, when they were here in the first century, and then the disciples that they taught, everything was going pretty good. After they had passed on, then starts to enter in all these philosophies. And all these little sects start popping up all over the place. And everybody started having their own ideas of the deity of Yahshua. And it started bringing division. And that's how the devil does, isn't it? And I told you a long time, you can't beat them, join them. I told you, Satan is always the first one in the assembly. Go read the Gospels. He went into the synagogue, and every time he went in there, he cast out devils. The devil's synagogue was loaded with devils, loaded with demons. So we're going to hear what he said. And we're going to test it against the philosophies and the traditions and the teachings of men. Even you and your own heart. The world, you know, they have a way that they even view us as a people. Think about this. The real Jesus teachings today are considered to be of occult nature. Let's read from the same Bible that Christians and others who claim that they believe this book, what it has to say. Now, this morning, because I was kind of curious, you know what I mean? When I go over these borders and stuff, I like to know what they are looking at behind these screens. And this time, boy, they detained us and checked us out and everything. Now, they didn't frisk us and all this, but they meticulously went through everything. And I mean everything. What was odd about this one right here is that I come up to this particular guard and, you know, what do you do? What do you do? I'm blase, blase, blase. And then the next thing you know, he started asking me a barrage of questions on guns. Well, no, I don't have any. Not on me. Close up the door. Open back up the door again. You have hunting guns, rifles, all kinds of different guns, you know what I mean? He kept on going to the point. I said, yeah, I got all kinds of them. Whole bunch of them. He kind of just raised up the thing, put a yellow slip on, and said, go over there. He asked you where you're going, but he made the subject about guns. The hypocrisy is amazing. You worried about somebody with guns and you got one on your waist. Right. And we're supposed to automatically trust you because you have one on your waist. As the old saying goes, I may be born at night, but it wasn't what? It wasn't last night. Hallelujah. But anyway, I thought I would look up my name this morning. Because, man, when he opened up that window, man, he looked at me, one of them crazy look like. You know what I mean? So I came across this one about the third line down on Google. And somebody is warning the world about Pastor Dow. And this is what they said. They got a thing called FACT. Families Against Cult Teachings. For real. I looked it up. And my name, and they came up on Google, and this is what they are asserting in this article right here. Let's go ahead and read this, okay? All right? It says, this is what they say about me. People sell their belongings and give the money to Dollar. They are dependent on him for everything from food to clothing to toiletries. People live in rundown trailers while he lives in a nice house. It's pretty funny, isn't it? Yeah. There ain't no mention in there about, I used to live in a rundown trailer. Deacon Bell, you live in a rundown trailer? No, sir. Oh, that's right, you're an elder. You live in a trailer, JC? No, sir. You live in a trailer, Scott? Teacher Sam still live in a trailer. A big one. Yeah. Elder Doug, you live in a trailer? Ashley, I know you live in a trailer, right? Sister Nellie, you live in a trailer? No, sir. Somebody lying. But we're going to go with it, though, okay? Because that was the time we did start with rundown trailers. I lived in one for quite a while. Almost 15 years. Well, let's go on. Members live all together on the property and eat in a common dining hall. This got to be somebody who knows something now. Anyone who disagrees with the pastor is considered as coming against him. I didn't know that. There are elders, but they are really yes men who have proven themselves to be totally devoted to the pastor. Anyone who speaks against him is considered to be speaking against God. I mean, this is some serious assertions, isn't it? We go on. People live in trailers with no running water. Yeah, I did that. They use 5-gallon buckets as toilets to dump them in a pit when full. Actually, we dump them in a septic tank. A lot of emotional abuse. Here's where you got to turn this camera around. Because, I mean, it's all this emotional abuse, but y'all got to wipe these smiles off y'all faces. Y'all got to take these glows away from y'all. Turn it off! You hear this? You hear this, Brother D? Hey, this is what's up. You can put anything up there. All right, let me go on. Psychological abuse, financial abuse of elders, Elder Doug. Pressing financial stickler. They signed over their SS checks, Social Security. Only one problem, we ain't got nobody here old enough to collect Social Security. Anybody here collecting Social Security? Make sure you got that camera panning around, Sister Vicky. You too, brother Victor. Go on, pan around. Everybody raise your hand. You sign your Social Security check over to Elder Doug or Pastor Doc. Somebody lying. But yet it's still out there. We go on. To the pastor, they sign over the pastor every month. People are told that if they leave, they're going to hell. I ain't got no heaven and hell, put nobody in. You ever seen somebody leave here and then they went straight to hell? No, for real, man. We talking about real assertions here. Damn, if hell is outside that gate, boy, we better not ever leave. And all kinds of bad things will happen to them. If you leave the ministry, you are leaving God. Well, that's a true assertion, though. You know what I mean? All right, so let's test these allegations asserted against me in a negative light to compare this to the teachings of Jesus. Would it be a fair assessment? Would it be fair? Now, I actually didn't start this message off like this, but as I was nearing the end of it, I said, let me Google this thing here for a second, see what's going on here. You know what I mean? Because I got all these hypocrites that don't live nothing. They don't obey nothing. Looking like prostitutes and whores, whoremongers looking just like the world. Don't keep one commandment. Don't obey y'all for nothing. And they fancy themselves as our judges. So let's prove this thing. It says these are avid Christians. Gotta be. Gotta be. They gotta be the most dedicated of the dedicated. So they're these kind of charges. They got to be living a life. Isn't that right? So we know that 1 Thessalonians 5:21 says what? Prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. That's what we're going to do, all right? All right. So here is a picture for the ignorant folks out there to see what they assert is a cult. Not every nation, every tongue, every tribe, every creed. So we're not just a black cult. Amazing, huh? Everyone who believes these false assertions, or anyone who believes these false assertions, I would like to see if their life is more dedicated and obedient to Jesus than we do. We who are now, that we are born again. Ariel, did you do that, son? Anyway, we who are now born again, put it like that. We won't let the scripture speak, all right? It's a very painful thing. It's a very, very painful thing to experience your natural family reject you when you're born again. Now, Yahweh says that his sheep always does what? Hear his voice. He said his sheep always does what? Hear his voice. Now, John 10:27, my sheep. And he's talking about sheep referring to mankind. In a generic form, meaning male and female. Not physical sheep. But my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. The key is, he knows them. You hear that? It's not where you go around and you blast out how much you know y'all, how much you love y'all. The real question is does he know you? Yes. Is that all right? Yes, sir. Does he know you? All right. And they follow me. I promise you that these people who made these assertions don't follow him. I guarantee they follow their own dictates and mandates of their own mind. The Most High comes first. Always. Now, Mark 12:30. And you shall love Yahweh, your Elohim, with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. When you get finished with all that, there ain't nothing else left. Huh? This is the first commandment. Natural family versus spiritual family. John 3:1. There was a man of a Pharisee named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Yehudim. That means Jews. The same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Teacher, Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher that come from Yah. For no man can do these miracles. For no man can do these miracles that you do except Yah be with him. So Yah must be with us too then. Yes, sir. I mean, we're with Yahshua, but Yah's got to be with us then too, right? And Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, truly, truly, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yahweh. Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's womb and be born? That's a logical question. Jesus answered, truly, truly, I say unto you, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. And I submit to you today that people don't mind getting water baptized, but they don't want nothing to do with this spiritual baptism. Think about that. Yahshua goes on to say, it says, that which is born of flesh is flesh, and that which is born of spirit is spirit. And by the way, both of these are the same Greek words. Just because you see one capitalized and the other one's not capitalized, all right? Flesh, the natural spirit from Yahweh. John 3:7. Marvel not that I said unto you that you must be born again or born from above. Let me stop right there for a second. We all have been through, those of us that are here, we've all been through the transition where our natural families were very familiar with the way that we used to carry ourselves. Our character and nature. Then they still see the same silhouette. They see the same structure, the same frame that they can identify naturally with their eyes when they see you, fleshly, the person. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
They know something has changed. Something is great happening, because even though while I'm looking at the same person, that person don't talk the same. Sounds like the same person. But there's something different about that person. You understand what I mean? Then all of a sudden you start to watch all this visceralness against you. The attitudes. You start watching the changes. Whereas before, if you ripped and ran the streets, stayed out all night, nobody knew where you was. If you smoked dope, if you did crack, meth, shot up, who cares? You got drunk. If you're a whoremonger or adulterer, them same people, they tolerated you, and you tolerated them, because you both were in the same condition. You both were in the same condition. But however, when you stop doing them things, and you lay claims that you have been born from above or born again, you really truly don't have to preach it to them. All you have to do is just be in their presence, and they'll see your lifestyle. That's it.
Come on, Pastor.
All of a sudden what happens is that the things you used to do, you hate. You no longer do that. You no longer go to the same excess or riotous of living. But they still see the same person that they can identify with, but they know something is greatly different. They told me, we want the old Chucky back. I said, he dead and gone. He ain't coming back. You'll never see him again. Well, we don't like this new one. Oh, you don't like the renewed one. And there's only one reason why they don't like the new one, because see, once you're born again, born from above, and you're no longer participating in the previous life and their lifestyle, there's a condemnation that comes upon those that are still yet in darkness. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
And they begin to feel uncomfortable and feel very condemned when your presence is around. Before, you could have been the life of the party. When they seen the line come, hey, he's coming. Now they don't want you to come. You get it? Because there's something that is taking place. It can't be seen with the natural eye, but it can be perceived by the mind. While you look like the same person, you are not the same person. And they know it. You get it? Now your very presence brings a condemnation to them. And that is what they fight against more than anything. They're fighting against the renewed Holy Spirit, or the Spirit that's in you. The old man that they were familiar with is dead and gone. The new man is now alive. Now, at times, they'll be the first ones to pounce all over you if you slip. Because they'll call you, oh, you some kind of holy roller now. Well, yes, I am. I'm living. sanctified, set apart is all that I can. And I'm growing in this. And they'll be the first one to point that finger at you if you slip in the most minutest detail. They'll be your greatest judges.
Yes.
And what they're trying to do is bring back the old man.
Yes.
Trying to tell you, you can't do this. You can't live this. And yet still, you continue to keep going and you continue to keep overcoming. And you continue to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And as they sit there in the seat of judgment, year after year, let's start off day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, they continue to keep seeing this transformation. You get it? It won't be too long that they'll be glad that you're out of their presence. They're already talking about you, you just don't know it. You remember how you used to pick up the telephone and talk about everybody?
Come on.
Now they talk about you. You just don't know it. Watch the look of disdain on them when you come around. Watch the spiritual atmosphere change when you come around. It's like they can't tolerate you being happy because they sad. Think about this. This is real living. Yahshua clearly tells us his mind concerning family. Who is your mother and who are your brothers according to the Messiah? See, because naturally we all have family we can relate to. But the Messiah had a total different perspective and a total different point of view. He saw things out of a different lens than people do in this world. So let's read the words. Over in Matthew, the 12th chapter, verse 46, it says, and while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren, they stood where? Without desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, look, your mother and your brethren stand without desiring to speak to you. But he answered and he said, unto him that told him, who is my mother? Now, I'm telling you right now, he's trying to get you to think.
Yes, sir.
See, because you're telling me that my mother and my brother's outside and they want to speak to me. But my question to you, Yahshua says, who is my mother? He's talking to the people that are around him that can hear him. And he says, who are my brother? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples. Disciples mean taught ones. Mind you, he's talking to people, but he has these disciples that follow him. He asked them, who is my mother? Who are my brethren? Stretch forth his hands over here, not to the people he's talking to. Y'all get it? Because he is not yet, none of these people are not yet disciples.
Very good.
So he stretched forth his hand to a group of people. Not the ones that are without, not the ones that are listening to him. He stretched forth his hands to his taught ones, to his disciples, the ones that follow him. And the whole idea is hoping that you would be disciples. All right? And said, here are my mother and my brothers. For whosoever shall do the will. That's what we're running short on in America. Is a lot of doing the will of the Father. Which is in heaven. The same is my brother and sister and mother. Now the question has to be asked. Got to be asked. Does your natural family do the will of the Father? Yahshua would have said, they ain't mine.
True.
They're not my mother. They're not my brother. They're not my sister. That's what Yahshua would have said.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all hearing me out there? If they don't do the will of the Father, Jesus said in John 14:15, if you love me, you will keep or guard my commandments. That's what he said. The same as my brother, my sister, and my mother. So do the people that you formerly know as natural family members, do they do the will of the Father? After we hear what Yahshua has to say, would they even be considered as his disciples? Just because the world asserts men on sin does not mean that they belong to him. There must be a reckoning coming. There must be a doing in all this. That's what he says. So what is the will of Yahweh? 1 Thessalonians 4:3 says, for this is the will of Yah, even your sanctification. That sanctification means set apartness. That you should abstain from fornication. That fornication means idolatry. Idolatry. Gnosticism like throwing in all the sex stuff.
Right. Yes, sir. Preach.
When you live godly, the book says something about that. In 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12, it says, yea, and all that live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer what? Persecution. And where does that persecution usually come first? Your own natural family. See, even your walk proves that you're born anew. That you're born again.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I mean?
Oh, yes.
If the devil ever try to come and tempt you, if you're still a disciple or not, pay attention to how the people around you treat you. If you were still born of this world and of this world, then the world would love its own.
Yes.
Anybody here?
Yes, sir.
What will you receive, or what you will receive now, and 100-fold in the kingdom? Matthew 19:27 says, and then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all. That's what Peter and them said, right?
Yes.
Y'all know about the story. He saw one fishing and come follow me. He didn't lay it all out for him. He just said, come follow me. One was collecting taxes, come follow me. Come follow me. Let's rather be him. Come follow me. He didn't lay it all out for him. He didn't give him a promise of roses or draw a contract and agreement. All he just said, come follow me.
Come on. Hallelujah.
Uh-oh. Well, so now they have followed him. They got questions too. So we have forsaken all and followed you. What shall we have therefore? And Jesus said unto them, truly I say unto you that you which have followed me in this regeneration, and that word regeneration means rebirth. Yeah? A spiritual renovation. A restoration. Regeneration. When the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his what? Glory. Ye shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Now mind you, perfect context. He's only talking to the 12 disciples. He ain't talking to us right now. So don't you think you're going to be sitting on the thrones in Israel judging the 12 tribes. No, you ain't. Don't get happy. You already got your mama petitioning. Let my son sit on your left or right. I mean, you can be happy going to the kingdom, but you ain't getting that seat. You see the reason why I stopped y'all? Yeah. I thought it was you. If I let you run on it, boy, you're excited. He's going to get to us. And then he says, and everyone. Now that's us. Now you can rejoice. See, you're not left out. everyone that, here's a prerequisite though.
Yeah.
Because this faith, this work, this walk is all about doing something.
Yes.
It ain't mental sin. It's about doing. He says, and everyone that has forsaken what? Does Christians do that? No. Does so-called Hebrew Israelites do that? No. Does the Messianics do that? No. Do the Hebrew roots do that? No. They don't. We're the only ministry that I know of in America that preaches that. I said the only ones that I know of.
Yes, sir. Truth.
You want to think if other people doing that, they should know me right now because I'm pretty damn popular.
Yes, sir.
Can't hardly go nowhere in the world without somebody, hey!
Hallelujah. That's good.
No wonder I wear sunglasses everywhere. Still don't work. You know, I look at mine. But y'all still said, and everyone that hath forsaken houses, brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mothers, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. Now, you ain't gonna get nobody in another congregation to stand up and clapping their hands because they ain't doing it. They don't see it. They ain't trying. Brother Ron, up at the Saints in Clarksville, Pastor Dow's proud of y'all. They're doing it. They are really doing it. They have met their goal 2.5 months prior. And now they already have set another goal. As an old saying going to the military, they're moving out and drawing fire. They're doing it. Brother Toby didn't do it. Brother Toby said, boy, if people knew how hard this work was. He said, not hard work, brother. It is hard.
Come on.
Now, again, and everyone that hath forsaken houses, brothers, sisters, fathers, mother, wife, children, lands, for my name's sake, shall receive what? And then do what? But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be what? First. And then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all and have followed thee. We're going to Mark, another account, 10:28. And Jesus answered, the reason why I'm throwing this in there, because when you have two different accounts, two different stories are being told based on the way they hear it, right? Yes, sir. And Jesus answered and said, Verily I say unto you, that no man that hath left house, or brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my sake and the message, the gospel, but he shall receive 100-fold now in this time. And your family's still in bondage to the world. What we preach and teach by following this word right here, it gets us out of bondage from the world. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. We pray that we live a quiet and peaceful life. We get a hell of a lot more peace we get away from him. And you'll get peace too. But you're going to receive 100-fold now, and this time, houses and brothers and sisters. I always miss the where happened to wives?
Right. Yeah.
Everything else is plural, but where happened to wife in this one? Because I know I went back, I know it said wives, right? And why is it struck out of here? There's that Wiccan monolygamy. Wiccan feminine. Every monolygamous society is ran by feminists. I mean, to be a patriarch, it only means father rules. Anyway, sisters and mothers and children and lands, and with what? Persecution. With persecution. And in the world to come, what? Eternal life. Now, that right there is letting you know that you are already truly a disciple. You know how hard it is to give up something? Huh? And the people out there, well, now shut up. You don't know how hard to give up. You ain't gave up nothing. You get it? Now see the reason why I'm telling you, people ain't going to come behind this? But many that are first shall be what? And the last shall be what? First. So how did the assembly understand the words of Christ and the teachings of the apostles? You know, because after the death, burial, and resurrection of the Messiah, the apostles understood clearly because he ministered to them. He gave them a message. The Bible said that he was seen by the disciples many, many days. By infallible proofs he was. Preaching and teaching things concerning the kingdom of Yahweh. So, you know they carried on the message. How do we know what he preached? How do we know what he taught? Well, pay attention to the disciples, the apostles, the taught ones. And what do they teach? Acts 2:42. And they continue steadfast in the apostles' what? That means their teachings. And fellowship. But most of you don't want fellowship. You can't stand being around each other, can't stand being around yourself. Did I say something wrong there? I know I didn't say nothing wrong. Some people can't even enjoy their own company. They get mad at themselves. Start tearing up everything. And then when they can't get enough of themselves, they can't wait to bite off somebody else's head when they come around. You know the Bible does talk about bite and devour one another. That was funny. Anyway, we'll get on back to this. Because some of you taking it personal. And anyway, they continue steadfast in the apostles' teaching and fellowship, breaking the bread, and in prayer. Some of you ain't doing that either. And fear. That's some serious teaching. That's some serious teaching when you can get fear to come up on people. Now think about that now. Everybody don't want to hear some teaching. They want to cut a Holy Ghost rug and do a dance. But their teaching is all about fear. Came upon every soul. And many wonders and signs were done by the apostles. And all that believed were to and had all things. They're going to cult teaching. Now in the world, and those religious people out there, they take us on the chin for the way that we live. And all we're doing is following the teachings. How are you going to condemn that? See, when you're really, truly born again or new, your mindset, everything changes. When you, in the world, you had desires and ambition, you were heading a certain way. But when you really, truly become born again, born anew, you find out that you ain't trying to build an eternal kingdom here on this earth. The things that used to shine and all had glitter and glance and glowed and what they call it, pomp and whatever else, that don't mean nothing to you no more. Sister Carol used to have to get on me to go wash the car. Before being born again, you know how it is, man. You wash the car, get the rims all nice and stuff, turn up the music, let down the windows, and roll down the road. You look around, make sure everybody's looking at you. You come born again, you don't give a damn how much dirt on the car. I'm studying. I'm fasting. I'm too tired to wash it. I'm praying. Damn, it's getting you to and fro. What the hell you care what the car look like now? I'm just telling you my real life experience. She was right though, honey. At least wash the car. I'll go out there. All right, good is good. Putting all that time in just so he can roll down the road a half a mile and it's all dirty again. I must be just talking about me. Is anybody going with me, man? I understand if y'all won't leave me by myself, man. Let me be crucified, man. But somebody here understands what I'm saying. Huh? Can somebody relate? Yes, sir. Anybody relate? Anybody ever been there before? Yes, when the car was dirty. Oh, yeah. You didn't care. You had your mind elsewhere. It didn't mean what it used to mean like it did before. Because you were too busy spending your time with the Holy Ghost on the floor. Hallelujah. Y'all right? Yes, sir. And all that believed were together and had all things come. And sold their possessions. Did they just take that on Chill Me? Cult teachings of Jesus. And look at these occult or cult disciples. They just happen to be following him. And they preaching and teaching was so fearful, it made people, they got it. Yes, sir. To sell their possessions and goods and part of them to all men as every man had need. And they continued daily with one accord in the temple, breaking bread from house to house, not from the Church of Christ to the Baptist. From house to house. And they eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart, praising Yah and having favor with all the people. And the Messiah added to the assembly daily such as should be what? Saved. Acts 4, verse 29. So I'm talking about, would this not be considered cult teachers if we follow the philosophies of the day? Would it not be? Yes, sir. As soon as you start obeying the Bible, the first thing this unregenerated, wicked generation thinks about is Jim Jones. Or Waco. One person ended up killing somebody, the government ended up killing Waco. The Branch Davidians. And so Satan, he raises up things like this and does stuff like this so that if any of you ever get an ideal in your mind to follow these teachings, this was coming to you.
That's good, Pastor.
And so everybody becomes a bunch of chicken shits.
That's true.
You can live for government, live for man, and obey everything, but can't live for Yah. Now, the book says, whomsoever you give your member servants to obey, that you servants you are. Now, I'm serious. You talk about the way we talking right here, reading this book, line up on line, precept on precept, following this thing the way it is. Would not the early assembly, as well as Jesus himself, would be considered a cult leader? This is bizarre. And a cult leader. And now, Master, behold their threats, and grant unto thy servants that with all what? Boldness. They try to say we're arrogant for being bold. Don't get it mixed up. It takes boldness to do this. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. The wicked flee when no man pursue, but the righteous are as what? Bold as a lion. That they may speak your word. I mean, look at how many preachers talk like your pastor. Get out there, come on. Line them up. How many talk like me? No reason why they can't, because they don't live like me. They that preach the gospel must. There's a power behind living it. A total different speech and a total different case. Comprehend? Yes, sir. Capiche? Yes, sir. In what he do? By stretching forth thy hands to heal, and that signs and wonders may be done by the name of thy holy child Jesus. And when they had prayed, the place was shaken where they were assembled together, and they were all filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. Or they all filled with the Holy Spirit. And they spake the word of Yah with boldness. And the multitudes of them that believed were of one One heart and of one soul. Neither said any of them that all the things which he possessed was his own, but they had all things. The occult teachings of the disciples of Jesus. See what else comes on this. And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the Master Jesus, and great grace was upon them all. Great favor was upon them all. Grace means favor. Great favor was upon them all. And neither was there any among them that lacked. Is anybody here lacking anything? No, sir. For as many as were possessors of lands and houses sold them and bought the price of the things that were sold, and laid them down at the apostles' feet, and distribution was made unto every man according as he had what? Need. And Joseph, who by the apostles was surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted a son of consolation of Levi, and of the country of Cyprus, having land, sold it, bought their money, and laid it at the apostles' feet. The occult teachings of your Bible. I don't care. Get the Revised Standard Version. Get the New Revised Standard Version. Get the New King James Version. Get your New International Version. Get the American Standard Version. Get the King James Version. Get whatever version you want. They all still say it. As joint heirs, you will suffer with him and be glorified with him. How do you know that? Romans 8:17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yah, and joint heirs with Messiah, if so be that we do what? Suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time, of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. How do you think that people can do this stuff with boldness when they know in whom they believe? Why do you think I don't care about what this world says? Huh? And you shouldn't either. I care about him. Hallelujah. So if people persecute me, putting me on Google, making up all kinds of facts, families against whatever the hell it is, cult teachings. I mean, man, I expect that. Woe unto you when men speak well of you. I don't expect unregenerated man to speak well of me. Huh? They do talk well of false prophets, though. Don't they speak well of TDJ? Joel Osteen? Speak well of Jesse Duplantis? Don't they speak well of all of these people? Yes, sir. Not me. Nope. I bet they ain't got half the stuff on the internet that I got, and I'm just a Johnny-come-lately. Yes, sir. You know the reason why we get persecution? Because of the impact we're making. Hard to ignore. Because somebody is obeying Yah. You know, it's going to be amazing because just like this says right here, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. When we get finished with this little pathetic life, we're going to be in the kingdom and looking back on this and thank Yah that he gave us strength. Yes. To actually go against wind and tide. To stand in the face of adversity. Yes, sir. Huh? Yes, sir. And not deny him for nothing. What a day that's going to be. When now Jesus I will see. When I look upon his face, there to sing about his grace. When he takes me by the hand the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. Hallelujah. I had somebody send me an email and say, why you always singing? Because I got joy. Merry heart do good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drive the bones. I got a song. I don't really need a radio. I can sing. Hallelujah. The importance of receiving a godly man. Oh, see, there you are. This way. Here it comes. That's what we've been waiting on, the punchline. Matthew 10, verse 12. If we come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy of your peace, come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return unto you. And whosoever shall not receive you. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's serious. In other words, people in some serious trouble if they don't receive you.
Yes, that's right. Say it true.
Because you're not preaching your,
Nope. Own words. Come on, man. True,
you're preaching him.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Whosoever not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house of that city, shake the dust off your feet.
That's right.
But verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city.
Oh, no.
And here it is again. It's a famous statement in the day. And he that findeth his life shall lose it. And he that loses his life for my sake shall do what? Find it. And watch this. And he that receiveth you receiveth me. See, the only reason why you're sitting here and the only reason why you're out there on the other side of that camera is because you receive me.
Hallelujah.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
You receive me and believe the things that I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
And in that, you're looking at the fruit, if it really truly is the message of the good news. So you get to benefit from his message. You get it? You go receive somebody else, you're going to find out if you got the fruit. Uh-oh. He that receive you, receive me, and he that receive me, receive him that sent me. So who is your brother according to Christ? Now we'll go to Mark. We did Matthew, right? 3:31, there came then his brother and his mother standing without, same account, but something a little bit different, calling unto him. And the multitude said about him and said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for you. And he answered and saying, who is my mother and my brother? And they looked around about on them which had sent about him and said, behold, my mother and my brother, for whosoever does do the will of Yah, the same as my brother, my sister, and my mother. That's the same thing, really. Called and chosen. Called and chosen. Jeremiah 3:14, turn, O backsliding children, say of Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family. When you see these people coming at the feast, man, you're not seeing many people coming from these cities. You hear this?
Oh, yes, sir.
That's what he says. If you are really truly his child, he's going to take you one of a city and two of a family. Well, I'm waiting for which one of my family is living. You'll find out if one of them comes. Save yourself. You don't get to pick and choose which one comes. But he said, I'm going to take you one of a city and two of a family, and will bring you to Zion. And I will give you pastors. Everybody said, I don't like him. I don't like how he talks. I don't like how he cusses. Not more than you do.
Come on. Come on.
Just that you're a hypocrite and I ain't.
Come on.
And they don't even know what cursing is anyway. They curse y'all every day. But not even keeping his commandments, making light of it. Huh? And I'll give you pastors. Notice, this is the Father giving the what? Pastor. You don't get to pick and choose which one it is.
No.
So you say, I don't like him, like ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right.
Love me. I ain't loving you. Go to hell then. See, he putting somebody in hell. I just told you where to go, because that's where you're going. Which one of y'all, when you had a brother or sister and they came on the scene, you said, Mama, put them back, I don't want them no more? Huh? Mama, put them back, I don't want them no more. They messing up my role. I mean, think about it, man. Child get a bad rap, man. You've been here 3 years and this brand new one come. And all you are is a slave to it. Bring me the diaper bag. Bring me the clothes. Throw this in a trash can. You might got to throw away the shit too, mama. I mean, I see all the perspectives, man. I see it from all angles. That's it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And I will give you passages according to my heart. Whose heart is that? Your heart or y'all's heart? Y'all's heart. So, world, whether you like it or not, you're looking at the best thing going today. Whoa! And see, it ain't like I'm talking about me though. Come on. He is the giver of every good gift. Because of every good gift comes from the Father. Of the Father. I just happen to be in a role. What do you want me to do? Be a pastor and not do my role to suit you? You ain't going to judge me. He is. He's going to judge me based on how I perform my role. True. That's right. That's why we can have a church and we don't have to take up an offering plate. There ain't no offering plate passed around. We don't have to do that. Because y'all love a cheerful giver. They have to bring out an offering plate in Christianity because ain't nobody giving cheerfully. Man, they ain't giving cheerfully, you giving grudgingly. Especially when that plate get passed around for the third time. Why you think nobody don't want to come to church? You taking all their dollar bills. Somebody said to me, Pastor, why don't you take up our percent? Because you don't have to do that with y'all's people. Y'all's people going to obey him. And I'll give you, Pastor, according to my heart, which shall feed you with what? Knowledge. So my job is to feed you with knowledge. Knowledge and what? Understanding. That's my job. Hallelujah. Y'all don't have to do the job, do you? Okay, good. Thank you very much. I'm glad I got your approval. Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few are what? Chosen. People will speak evil of you, but let your life be an example of your words. Listen to how Peter addressed this. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 16. Having your conversation, having a good conversation, that whereas they speak what? Evil of you. I keep telling you, the evil they're going to be speaking, your family going to talk evil of you. You already know it. You're just an object of scorn when they come around. They're really. They get on their telephone and run you down. And they have no understanding because they have no shepherd. They don't have one. And they'll run you down. And then when you come, they just tolerate you. They do. That's your family. We are family. Now we are. I was telling all the saints up in Canada, I said that's all. I'll get in this thing and drive 878 miles to go visit my family up in the northern tribes of Israel. And I won't even drive 60 miles to go and visit one of these damn blasphemers. Won't do it. Got no reason for it. They the one chosen. I'm just making sure that the deal is cut. Besides that, I wouldn't know where to go anyway. I know they that way. That's about it. Let's just tell the truth. My natural family don't give a damn about me, and I don't give a damn about them. There's mutual respect. They should thank God I don't come around. Simple. That's real talk. So anyway, having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse you, to accuse your good conversation in the side. For it is better, if the will of Yah be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for what? Evil doing. Y'all get that? This is real talk, saints. I love you, but I don't love your family. Sorry. Don't get mad at me. Now, if your family, I've seen some family, I still, them two right there, Angelica and Scott, man, they just don't make sense, man. I see exactly what the book says. When it says make friends with unrighteous man, their family has been, they stick out like a light bulb. I mean, an LED with 30,000 lumens. A beam. They come here, his mom and dad don't believe shit. Straight up, science, they don't believe in nothing. What do they believe in, Scott? Science. They believe in science. Boom! Here we are. Love him, love great church. They come here, don't believe in Jesus, don't believe in nothing other ways, and are the most honorable and the most respectful. I mean, when we see them coming, we go run to them to go hug them. Now they're still going to hell. Not by my mission. They buy us pizza. I mean, that's a deal breaker right there. And leave an offering. When his mother comes, she has a head covering on. She wears a dress because she honors our traditions. But your nasty, raunchy family with their funky ass. You think I'm going to let them come here and mess up our land? Hell no! I was just telling my wife. I said, you know, one day my mother and father going to pass away. I said, they come to the burial, but they're going to have their ass right out there on that damn road. Because as soon as they step one damn foot on that blade of grass, we're going to stop from a funeral to a damn MMA. And they know me. I mean exactly what I say. I'll leave from preaching a burial like that and go into straight beast mode. I didn't choose that. They did. The way they dishonored and disrespected me and this community right here, hell no. So here it is. Now what people will do is say, look at it. Well, why are you always capitalizing on my response rather than the attack that we receive? Sorry, we ain't you passive Christians. I believe in turn the other cheek. I believe it better than you do. Slap me on my cheek and see what I do. My brother got the same philosophy. How in the hell Israel gonna be warriors? Then all of a sudden when Jesus comes with a bunch of pastors, rolling around with candle vigils, singing Kumbaya. Are you out of your mind?
Yes, they are.
You ain't gonna get no warrior to bite off on nothing like that. Where were we at? You got me stirred up. Oh, his family. And his wife's family. Same thing. They Catholics. Ain't they Catholics, Angelica? Just so honorable. See, they ain't got too far to go anyway because they used to wear head covers and dress and stuff. Just honorable people. They buy us pizza. We love when they come. We know it's a guaranteed pizza. They give us offerings. I'm serious, man. Them two. It's like, and then what about all your people? They grew up in the Baptist church. They Pentecostals. They don't give a damn about nobody but themselves. But they're selfish. And you want us to actually accommodate you? Ain't no way. We wouldn't go to your home and mess it up. Well, when you come to my house, you're going to abide by my rules. That ain't no big deal. See, our laws are higher than your rules. So we would never divide it. Now, if you tell me that I got to run around in booty shorts to come over your house, I won't be coming. I mean, that's how wicked for you. They'll do stuff like that just to be vindictive. Yes. No, for real, antagonistic, just to be doing it. Anyway, how did the early church / assembly, how did they meet? How did they do things? Well, let's look at this again, because we have home fellowships all across this land. Home fellowships that they're busting at the seams. You know, it's a sad thing. Houston is one of the biggest assemblies. One of them. And Brother Greg told a brother to tell the people where to park the cars at because they live in a housing community. And that's about 70-something people that come to assembly every Sabbath. And that one brother couldn't obey that one order that Brother Greg gave him. Now, can't nobody come to the housing community no more. And they all got to go and pay money every week now to meet at a place that they rent in order to have service. All because of one damn disobedient, rebellious, stubborn Israelite. Now they got to pay money out of their pockets. They could be put in Israel, putting back. Just so the saints get together because one person, just one man, just couldn't obey one order. Look at that. Now look, we got to pay. Isn't that sad? Obedience is better than what? And the hearken is better than what? Fat of rams. What's so hard about obeying? It ain't going to hurt you. But your disobedience, look what it's going to cost us. Look what it's going to cost us now. So if I was to go down there and fly down there and visit the saints in Texas, I won't even be sitting in the place where we need to be, which is in the house. I'll be sitting there in the evening time. So you can be more personal when you're in the house. Yes, sir. You know, I mean, people don't, out in the public, they don't like his deliverance. I used to do deliverance in hotel rooms where I go and it turned that place upside down. As soon as somebody turn around and see somebody growling and stuff, they get up and hit the door. And they hit the door, and they be running, man. I'm talking on the back of the heels. They getting out of the area of operation. They see this stuff, they're like, I'm out. Then them religious people, Jesus, come to me, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus ain't thinking about you right now. Jesus getting this demon out of this person. We got to see how real this thing is. Well, look how early this did. Acts chapter 8, verse 3. For Saul, as for Saul, he made havoc of the church, entering into every one house, and having men and women, committed them to what? 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 19. Watch this. The theme is the same. And the churches of Asia salute you. Aquila and Priscilla salute you much in the Messiah. With the church or the assembly that is in their what? House. Somebody said, I see y'all build a big old church building. No, it ain't. That's our living room. Yes, it is. That's right. We got to get a bigger living room. You ain't going to come on this place and see one place that says church. No. Anybody ever seen a sign say church? No, sir. We just have to build a bigger living room. Yes. Because we're on our own land. in our own house. Now look at it. So where was the assembly at? In the house. Colossians chapter 4, verse 15. Salute the brethren which are in Laodicea and Nymptus, and the church which is in his house. Where's the church at? In the house. Where y'all going? What y'all doing? What y'all doing out there? You think you're doing something by getting up, putting on your Sunday best?
Come on. Bring it up.
You put perfume over stink, you still stink.
Yep.
Wash your behind and brush your teeth. Brother Allen say, go ahead. You know, this is how folks do in church, man. Coming up in church with booze breath in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, sucking down all that Boone's Farm. Yeah, I mock you, bunch of devils. I mean, that's how Satan is trying to package as the house of Israel.
Yeah.
Ain't it? The assembly in the house. Look, there will be those who come to you and have a good testimony and fall away.
Yes.
Watch this. Colossians 4:14. Luke, the beloved physician, and Demas greet you. Watch it. Notice, that's over in Colossians 4:14, right? Look what happens to Demas. 2 Timothy 4, chapter 4, verse 10. For Demas have forsaken what? He didn't say he forsaken the Lord. He forsaken who? That's Paul writing to Timothy. You follow me? He said, look, man, Demas have forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica, Cretans, Galatians, Titus, to Dalmatia. Isn't that something?
Yes, sir.
There will be those who rise up against authority in the assembly. 3 John 1:9. I wrote unto the church but the Diotrephes, who love to have the preeminence, love to be first. Among them, here it is the key, look, receiveth us not. This is an apostle right here. Receiveth us not. Wherefore, if I come, I will remember his deeds, which he doeth. What is his deed? Prating against us with malicious words, and not content therewith. Neither doeth he himself receive the what? Brethren, and forbid them that would, and casted them out of the church. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of Yah. He that doeth good is of Yah. But he that doeth evil have not seen Yah. So just by me just doing good alone, I'm on Yah.
Yes, you are. True.
They were playing this tune there. Huh? Stay the course, Israel.
Yes, sir.
Hebrews 10:22. Let us draw near with a full heart, a true heart, in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience, and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering. Why? Because a double-minded person is what? Unstable in what? All his ways. So hold fast without wavering. For he that is faithful that he promised. For he is faithful that promised. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good what? Words. Get off your lazy ass and do something. Yes. Well, Pastor, why you got to talk so common like that? Because you uncommon. Some of you, we got to literally just lay into you, just even get you to give a linen, just a helping hand. We're provoking you to good works.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together. If I lived up in Canada, you couldn't keep me from assembling with them brothers.
Come on.
I'd be like, even if they don't want to assemble with each other, I'll go to each one of them house, pick a side. Hey, coming, brother. Well, we rested this out. I'll be over there to rest with you. We're going to have a restful time. That's provoking the good works. Yes, sir. That's considering one another. That's provoking one another. It is. Yeah, it is. Why? I'm obeying. Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together as the manner of some is. But exhorting one another. And so much the more as you see the day approaching, the day of the Most High. Your greatest foes will be your own family. Get it through, you think, hey, oh, his family too, they trip too, man. They come in just as honorable. I don't get it, man. My family ain't nothing but a nation of bastards. Why they gotta be so damn uncouth? Why y'all get all the good families, man? And I get them kids and crap, man, huh? What's the big deal? What am I doing wrong, man? Huh? What am I doing wrong? Lay it out. If I need to repent, I'll repent. Matthew 10:34. Think not, and that don't mean that you just shut your mind down. That I'm coming to send peace on earth. Messiah said, don't even let it enter into your mind that I'm coming to send peace. See, you people got this. This Jesus y'all be creating this. He's so amazing to me. He got halos. He got little lambs flying around, and I'm like, yeah, he even got peace signs. And depending on which culture he got, he black, he got a. He Latino, man, he got a big doobie in his mouth. He white, look like a faggot. That's real talk. Chinese, whatever, look like Buddha. Everybody be painting Christ their way. Yeah. But the real Messiah said, if you don't think I come to send peace, in other words, when I come, basically I come to raise hell. And I am raising it. Now if I'm going to raise it so much, I'm going to take the keys of it. And then I'm going to give the keys to the kingdom to the saints. And then they're going to raise hell. High glory to the kingdom. This is good preaching. This is good preaching. I bet old Rufus about to bust out there in Georgia, man. This is good preaching. I came not to send peace, but a sword. You ain't know what a sword is. Sword? Yeah. Isn't that militant? That's ultimate cult teachings. See, if it was legal for us to carry these around and there was no firearms, guess what we all be having on us? I mean, didn't one of the disciples sit and cut the ear off of somebody in the Garden of Gethsemane? Where did he get that sword from? Did Jesus disarm him? And tell me he got to submit to the government? No. You sure? He didn't do that. Did he tell him to go turn it in? No. Get the paperwork? No, he didn't. He told him just put it back in its place. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, put it in its place, because what you're doing, this is what right now what I'm doing, you're trying to circumvent and prevent what the Most High has for the plan. Come on, we don't need to be doing this fight. Not like that right now. That time's coming. Hallelujah. And you can tell Israel history has always been that time. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and her daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. There's a lot of division in there, isn't it? That is Jesus. The real Jesus. He said, I come to separate, sever, cut, and divide. The first place is I'm coming to rip up the family. So that's real teaching. Go read it for yourself. So that's the real Jesus. Anybody ever heard that one before?
Yes, sir.
And a man's foes, enemy, those that oppose him, shall be they of his own household. That's right. He that loveth father and mother more than me is not worthy of me. Now that is straight up cult teaching right there. See, he means it. Nobody but me. He's that sorry, but it's okay for Jesus to be self-centered, self-focused, and self-absorbed. And the church said hallelujah. Because we agree. Yeah, we be going, yeah, that's the king right there. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Look at it. Look at it. Don't he look good? Look at him, he doing his thing. You know the reason why we don't have no problem doing that? Because in the kingdom, we're going to be ruling. We're going to have servants and handmaids too. We're going to be ruling, man. We're going to be ruling over angels. You ain't got to be a king, just be a governor of a providence. A supporting king. There's going to be something when everything flips on this earth, isn't it? It's going to get ready to flip here for 1,000 years. So it's getting ready to flip. It's going to flip hard too. You better make sure, boy, if you make it, and boy, if you barely make it, you better hope you ain't in my providence and you wicked. There's going to be some of you left alive.
Yes, sir. Preach, Pastor.
And you're going to line up. Hey, it's going to be something else. I better stop because they don't ever hit his side. They always preach the fairy tales. They do. They preach the fairy tales, man. He that loveth father more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not what? Worthy of me. Now you tell me that ain't considered cult teachers today. If you follow the sentiments of this world, tell me that ain't considered cult teachers. Now you see the reason why religion, these fools make a mockery of the way. And he that taketh not his cross and fall after me is not worthy of me. And he that findeth his life, seems to be the theme, don't it? Shall lose it. And he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. And here we go again. And he that receiveth you. See, it's important for y'all rebellious people out there, instead of sitting over there getting mad like a junkyard dog, it's very important that y'all receive me instead of come over here spying on our liberty. Filling up your cup. You probably know what that means. In other words, you filling up your cup, the measure of it to the fullness, so that when you do end up burning, it's just. See, people don't even know that you're not over here to sit and spy on them. You're over here to get saved. You're over here to get your name written down. Hallelujah. But you're letting the enemy fool you. So I said, I don't like the way he talks. I don't like how you look. We're in a dilemma then, ain't we? I don't like looking at ugly people. It's oppressive. Give me a nervous disorder. What makes people look ugly? You ever seen a face like it? Yes. You ever seen like you don't look beautiful like that. That's how people, they don't hide me. They'll look at me. I look at them and go. In their spirit.
Yes, sir.
The receiving is very important. He that receiveth you, receiveth me, and he that receiveth me, receiveth him that sent me. In other words, Jesus ain't coming down here preaching this gospel. He already been here to do that.
Come on.
He done delegated it to his real, true disciples.
Yes, sir.
And we still here. After 2,000 years, we still here. Amos 3:3 says, can two walk together except they be agreed? John 4:23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Yah's a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. You got to be born again. Last scripture of the day is a very impactful one. Or let's say the last, we're going to use the last phrase of one of Paul's letters that he wrote to the Romans. That way we'll be more defined or more definitive. Which one is it? What's proper English? Definitive? Definitive. Okay, scholar proof. Definitive. That settles it. There you have it. Democracy in action. That's it. Romans 8:9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the Spirit of Yah dwell in you. And you don't get the Spirit of Yah by reading the commandments either, keeping these laws. No, you don't. This is something that's got to take place and happen, and only Yah can give it to you. Only Yah can give it to you. That's why it says in John 7, receive ye the Holy Spirit. Receive it, receive it, receive it. But you're not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so be that the Spirit of Yah dwelleth in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Christ, he is none of his. That's right. Remember, we all bought, purchased possessions. We've been paid for. We're bond servants. We're the clay and he's the potter. He molds and shapes us the way he wants us to be, not the way we want to be. The potter can't say, or the clay can't say to the potter, why hast thou made me thus? Huh? What's it to you? To one, he make a vessel of honor, to another, a vessel of dishonor. Which one are you? Make me a vessel, pure and holy, tried and true. And with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Don't forget, if you plan on attending up there at the Hebrews and Negroes, call the dining hall. Today, give me the names who are planning on attending. I think the fee is what? Right now it's sitting at $250 a head. $250 a head. Let me know if you're coming so I can actually get back with him and get us a group rate. All right? All right. Hey, bless y'all, Israel. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Yes, sir. I always enjoy it because it's a message. Ain't nobody can't come behind this, man. It's showstopper. It's showtime. Huh? This is it. The buck stop here. I ain't talking about stuff. I'm talking about right there, man. The word we just got finished preaching. This stuff's there, man. Now, who won't condemn this message? Who in their right mind can condemn this message? Implying that people in their wrong mind are going to be the ones that condemn it. You can dissect it, dissect it all you want. You can't do nothing against this. There's no wiggle room. There's nothing but the truth, the whole truth. So help me, Yah. Hallelujah. Let us stand, Israel. Yah is good. All the time, and all the time, Yah is good. Hallelujah. I don't know. They don't see anything. Could be a spirit, man. You know imps, man. You know what I mean? Lord to the King. Heavenly Father, we do thank you for what our ears have been able to hear. We pray the ones that you have ordained to eternal life have the eyes to see and the ears to hear these words and these truths. We pray you say it sink deep down in our heart. Let the words of our mouth, the meditation of thy heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Yah, my strength, my redeemer. Dismiss in the beautiful name of Yahshua HaMashiach. Shabbat Shalom, the King is coming. Man, it's an early day today. Everybody's like, what?